Hey, Shalom, Yahweh Shalom, Shah Barakam, so brother Shalom, El Shamar, Thon Shalom, Shah to all the sisters. I at UPK, Minnesota, with the Lashawan Qadash class. Of course, today we are still going over the vocab words that we have to pretty much break down and get into. And the reason being is because we are going to use these words in the future, all right? Once again, we have did a few complex classes to where we use the things that we learned from the beginning and learn how to use it in many different ways. For example, um, I will be doing a class very soon. I mentioned this a few months ago, but I never got to it. I will be doing a class where when we broke down the colors and the numbers, I'm going to use that in a different perspective to show you how to use it more complex so you can understand it in the perspective of the Bible, if that makes sense, all right? Like, for example, the color red means Adawan, not Adawan, which means sir. But instead of the N at the end, it's going to be an M, all right? Adawan, okay? So, share the content, pay your tithes, things of that sort. Let's get ready for September. And also, too, we have a special event going on in Minnesota in September as well. We'll talk more about that. But prepare yourself for a couple of announcements, all right? So otherwise, these vocab words, we are going to use it in many different ways. Now, we're just breaking down the definitions. But once we start to put the words in use in a sentence and how to identify the context of it in the scriptures, all those things matter. So you know how you're writing it out and what you're saying in the Hebrew, so you don't sound like the people that are doing the Yiddish who think that's the original Hebrew when it's not. It has to be the ancient Paleo Hebrew. All right. Also, too, in the Lashawan Qadash, we also get into the Paleo Hebrew, and we also get into the Assyrian. Okay. So that's what we are going to touch on today. So bear with me as we get into that. Now I'm going to go slow for a lot of people, and the reason being is because I've been told that some brothers and sisters believe that I go a little too fast. So we are going to take it slow, and we are going to break everything down. All right. So as of last time that we had Lashawan Qadash, we had the word debar, which is a noun for word. Definition is word, thing, or affair. So the next one is going to be I, which is ID. That's how you spell it. The definition is as fair as, it's like as far as, until, or while. Abba. Abba is a very popular one. The definition of that, of course, before I get into the definition, is going to be AHBA. Abba means father or ancestor. All right? Ancestor, however you say it. Shema, which is SHAMI, hear, listen to, proclaim, announce, or obey. Obey as in obedience. Zah, ZAH, this one or this. Ayar, IYAR, a city or town is a definition. The next one is going to be a popular one that we use for the Sabbath service, all right, which is called Shabbat, okay, which means to cease or rest. It's going to be Yeshab. Yeshab means sit as a noun. Also, like it means sit, remain, dwell, or otherwise set, place, cause to dwell. And that's about it. Yatazah. So like Yatazah. Yatazah. All right, which means go forth, come out, bring out, take out. All right, self-explanatory. The next one is going to be Dawadah, like King David. So the actual name means David or beloved. beloved. Beloved or beloved, however you pronounce it, okay? Same thing. Um, Shawab. Shawab is Shawab, which means turn back, return, bring back, restore, or turn back. All right, that's what Shawab means. Now, the last one from last week, Hana or Han. Behold, lo, which is another word to say look, see, hear, now, or look. All right. So that's what we went over as far as last week. Okay. Or I'm sorry, last time that we actually did Lashawan Qadash. All right. So now we have some new definitions that we are going to get into. So bear with me. All right. So let's get into it. All right. So this is going to be definition 39. We are going all the way up until 50 or 51. Now I'm going to write a few down and we are going to break it down. All right. Mhm. All right. So we have the first one, right? So of course, like every single class of Lashawan Qadash, we must repeat what everything says, okay? So we have A, which is first letter, and these are all letters, all right? All letters. So we have A, Ba, Ga, Da, Ha, Wa, Za, Ka, Ta, Ya, Ka, La, Ma, Na, Sa, I, Pa, Taza, Kwa, Ra, Sha, Tha. All right? Those are all the letters that's in the ancient Hebrew language. And once again, this has nothing to do with the English. It's just completely separated and different. All right? This is a very holy language. And the word holy doesn't mean to be godlike or to be godly. The word holy means separate or separatist, okay? Set apart, so to speak, okay? So these are all the letters that are in Hebrew, and this is what we are going to use. Now you may see a different language. We have the Assyrian as well. All right. So we have the Hebrew at the top, the Syrian at the bottom, which matches up with the actual Hebrew as far as Abba, Gada, Ha, Wa, Za, Ka, Ta, Ya, Ka, La. All right? So on and so forth, okay? Of course, if anybody got any questions or concerns, you go ahead and type it into the chat. I'll go ahead and get into it, and we'll go from there, all right? So, all right. So we have this one right here. We have a la, okay? La or la. It's like it really is, it should be love. L-A, love. We have a qua and a k. And those are both connected together. When something is connected together, something falls off. All right? So the love is by itself, the L-A. So we have a qua and a k. So this is how it will look. The qua. All right? The qua. Is how you will pronounce it. Okay? Now, as far as the definition, this definition is going to be a Q right here for a qual stem. A qual stem, Q-U-A-L, and the stem, qual stem. All right? You got the word take as far as the definition. Take, receive. All right? As far as a noun, N is for noun, is going to be taken. All right. Now 40. Let's get into it. Definition 40. So the qua, which is take, receive, or be taken. All right. All right. So we have three letters again. We have the ya, the duh, and the I. Okay. So we have the ya, which is by itself, which the character underneath it, when it has like a little hoop, like that means that it's by itself. All right. When it's connected like this, that means that it's joined together. It's called connectors, or otherwise characters. All right. So you have the ya, and then you have the duh and the I together. Now, in most cases, when things are connected together, something has to drop off. Okay? Something has to drop off. In most cases. But in this case, nothing drops off, everything stays together. And to check your work, to not drag on the class too long, you want to go on to Blue Letter Bible. All right? I'll put that later on the board. All right. So it's going to be the duh and then the I. So it's going to be you die. All right? You die. Okay? You die is going to be the Hebrew word. And this is the definition. Once again, qual stem, put a Q. It's going to be no. It's going to be a noun. or this definition be known like you are known to be famous, cause to know, make known, all right, or declare. All right, of course, if you can't see what's on the board, I try to get the camera as close as possible. I will recap on every single word, okay? So everybody understands and hears what I'm saying. If you miss anything, of course, once the class is over with, you can go ahead and rewind everything back, all right? So we keep going. 41. One second here. I'm sorry, Salaki, 1 second. He's up. All right. Okay, all right, 41. Definition 41. It's very short and simple. Once again, if you got any questions or concerns, go ahead and type them in. All right. Now, the one that has a character is separated from this one. So this is, of course, you got the Assyrian and you got the Hebrew. So you have the and then you have the ma. The the ma. All right. The is AH, the ma is MA. Okay? Two different letters. When you put it together, it's going to create a word, which is AM. A lot of people may think that is am, as in I am, but it's okay? So the definition for definition 41 is going to be if. So it's like am or am, it's going to be if, as far as the definition. If. Actually, really, it's like every definition should be in blue so everyone can understand the difference of it. It's going to be if. All right, there you go, if. Okay? So that's verse 41, or definition 41. Okay? So if. All right, let's go ahead and move forward. Give me a second here. Let me move this camera up just a little bit. Hopefully everybody can see better. Right there. That should be good enough. If you can't see the board well, just let me know, all right? Let me know in the comment section. All right, so definition 42. We have the Assyrian, we have the Hebrew. Also, too, for those that do not know, that watch this class, everything is right to left, not left to right. Always, always remember that when it comes into the Hebrew. And when you're pronouncing the ancient Hebrew, don't try to read it with a mind of how we do it today in English. Meaning, for example, the word, I spell it out, Ham. Now, a lot of people may think that it says ham, but in Hebrew, it's going to be ham. Now, there are two different definitions and two different pronunciations of that word, Ham. Ham is one of them, but it's not talking about the meat ham. It's talking about either a nation or it's talking about a specific word. So, Ham is the Africans, all right? Ham is going to be the word they, Chey, they, as in they are, or they as in a group of people, all right? So that's just a quick example. Um, so yes, everything is right to left, not left to right. So how we would read the Hebrew would be from here, there, and there, not here, there, and there. Okay. I always got to stress that a lot because a lot of people think that they are writing out or speaking the Hebrew a specific way when it's incorrect. I like to check my work and I like to check everybody else's work as well. All right. Just to see if things are correct. I don't just jump and assume that everybody is right when they're speaking certain things in the Hebrew. All right. You always got to check your work. Okay. Especially if you are a teacher, that's what you have to do. So, moving forward, we have I, which is by itself. We have the la and the huh. Okay. So together, we have the I, which is by itself. We have the la, which is connected to the huh. So the H is going to stay, and the A of the huh is going to fall off. All right. So we have island. Okay. Which is also, it can be a name as well. So as far as the qua stem, right? The qua stem, Q UAL, if I'm not mistaken. So the qua stem of Isla is going to be go up, ascend, ascend, like the ascend. Better, pronunciation. Otherwise, bring up. Okay. As far as a noun, you're going to have be brought up. So it's close. All right, be brought up, taken away. There you go. Be brought up or taken away. All right, there you go. So that is going to be 42. Okay, 43. Definition 43. Let's get into it. All right, so definition 43. You have sh, you have n, and h. Now, if you have been paying attention, a lot of these words have the same pattern, okay? Where one word, or it's like one letter is by itself, and the other two or more are connected together. You will see that a lot with ancient Paleo Hebrew, as far as our language, all right? If you are so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American, this is your language, your true, your native tongue, or your true language. It's not English, it's not Ojibwe, it's not, pretty much, it's not Spanish, it's not any of those things. The only reason why you are speaking that language is because of the place that you live. All right. So we have sh, na, and hum. Okay. So the sh is by itself. So the word is going to continue. It's S-H-A, and then you have the na and the huh. Since those two are connected together, that means that something has to drop off. I will show you. So the sh stays by itself. We continue to put the na, which is N-A, and then you put the huh. But this is the flip side of it, right? The A of the huh does not stay, only the H, because it's connected, so that drops off. Once again, I don't have too much time to dive into how is that possible versus a different word. Like for example, how come the A and the H for I is not staying there with the ma? Or how come the I and the ma, although they are connected, how come it doesn't stay as AH and A, right? Which that is actually a word, it's called Amma. Amma means mother in Hebrew, right? So there are different ways to say a word or to pretty much every word in Hebrew has a meaning behind it, has a definition, and has a way you spell it out. But of course, I'm getting all these definitions randomly off of the Hebrew website, Blue Letter Bible, or also Two Letter Lookup, or otherwise Bible Hub. Okay, so these are actual words. See what I'm saying? For example, another example, la'ah. La'ah means no. Now, a young child in class had actually asked, um, is there a word where the la and the ah is connected and doesn't say la ah? I said, absolutely, you are correct. There is a word to where it is connected and it's just L-A-H. Okay? It's L-A-H, which is la. For example, I lie, okay? Which is very similar to these definitions right here. All right? Very similar to those definitions. But of course, with the studies that I have been doing and perfecting and making sure that's all the way correct, this is what it is for now, okay? Because I have had that question before. All right, so going back to the definition of 43, Shana. All right, let's get into what it means. All right. All right. Shana means year. That's the only definition for it. Year. All right. If you want to learn how to say year, it's going to be Shana. Like you can ask the question pretty much, and you'd be like, what year is it? All right. Or you can just say Shana, which means year. Okay. Definition 44. We are also going to go into examples as well. All right. So off the top, it's going to be shown. I just decided to write it out there very quickly because there's some other things I want to get into. It's going to be shown. All right, shown. Okay. You got the sh and you got the ma. The A is going to drop off with the ma. All right. So it's shown. And what shown means simply is name. It kind of rhymes in a sense. Name and fame. Fame meaning famous. Name, fame. Okay? There's two different little letters. Two different letters. All right, Sham means name or fame. For definition 44. Sham. 45. And this is a classic one that everyone should really know who watches these classes. All right. I'll give y'all a second to figure that out. Once again, for those that are online, if you cannot see the board close enough, if it's fuzzy, or if there's any issue, or things of that sort, let me know. We'll get to it. I'll go ahead and switch around the camera, all right? So far, we have 7 definitions, okay, that we are going over, all the way to definition 50, all right? That's where we are going to stop at, and then we are going to transition to something else. All right, so definition 45. You have the I, the na, and the ya. Okay? The I and the na is connected, and the ya or the ya is by itself. All right? So, with the I, that's going to be A by itself. As far as the na, the N by itself, the ya is by itself. So it's going to get the entire word. So since the I and the na is connected, something has to come out of it. Something has to be eliminated. It's going to be the H for the I, the A for the na. Okay? Na. And then the ya is by itself, all together. So anya, anya, anya or anya. Okay? And this is a very simple definition. I'll give it to you in a second. We see this all the time with the prefix and the suffix, which is going to be I. the word I. Okay? Not your actual eye that's on your face, but the word I, as in I or I am. I should put it up here as well. There you go. I or I am. That's how you want to address it, okay? All right. 46. Let's get it. Give me a second here. All right, so we have another three-letter word. Now, yeah, a lot of these words, actually, the rest of the words are three, well, it's a three-worded word, so to speak. All right? It's long class. So, yeah, so the rest of the definitions are going to be three-worded. I know last week we did a lot more as far as a more thorough, longer definition. All right, so this one right here is going to be, you got the show by itself. Of course, what's underneath this is a character which lets you know that it's by itself. So the entire word is going to be by itself. All right, the ones that are connected, which is the la and the ka, that's going to change the meaning of the word. Okay, and I'm going to show you and explain that to you. So far we got SHA, which is sha, which is by itself. And then because the la and the ka is connected, the two A's of the ka is going to cancel out, which is like we think about math, elimination. Okay? That's what it is. All right? So you have the L, the A, you have the CH. How you pronounce that is going to be shalak. Shalak. All right? And I'm going to give you what shalak means. Okay? So, shalak. All right? Shalak means, as far as the quad stem. By the way, if you don't know what quad stem is, I want you guys to go ahead and look it up so I can break it down. But it might take some time because there's some variations of it. Okay? Quad stem, where can I put it at? This is what quad stem is. All right? If I'm not mistaken, this is how you spell it. QUAL. It falls in line with the nouns, the adjectives, the verbs, etc., etc. Crossing. So Q, and I put a Q right there, or up here, etc., etc. Crossing is very important because it gives you the context based on how you're using the word, the actual word. Okay, crossing. I believe that's how you spell it. Okay. If I'm wrong, go ahead and correct me in the comments. No sweat. I got you. Now, let me go ahead and erase that. So, question, right? For time's sake, It means send, as in you send a message, SEND. Then you have send forth. Now this is not a cross thing, okay? This is more like, it's not a cross thing. So you have send forth, all right? And then you have send away. So you have different variations of how to say this. Send, like you're sending a message, to send forth, meaning you sending something off, or to send away. That could be a person, a thing, a gift, something like that. To send forth is more like an action word, okay? That's what it's talking about. All right, so let's see here. Number 47, definition 47. Give me a second here. All right. Okay, I see. All right, there we go. All right, so this next word, right? Once again, I did mention that the rest of the words are going to be 3 letters. And those 3 letters are going to turn into a word, and then we get the definition, all right? We have the Assyrian on the left-hand side, the Hebrew on the right-hand side, okay? So, this is going to be I. This should be very familiar because of this one and that one. So 40, definition 40 and 42. All right, I. It's going to be I, which is by itself. And I is always going to be by itself. Usually when it's connected to something else, I always stands because it's only one letter. All right? In general, and also when it's connected, okay? And well, just in general sense. We have yeah, and we have none. Okay? Now, you may be wondering, if you've seen nub before, why does it look like that? So let me show you something real quick. This is very, and I say very, very important, okay? Where's not at? Okay, no switch. All right. Well, let me change that a little bit. It looks like a different word. All right, here we go. That's a little shorter. Yeah, I just think like that. Okay. Yeah, I'll leave it just like that. There we go. All right, that's a lot better. Okay, so let me turn this real quick. So if you can see good enough off the camera, right? What you are going to see is that instead of the "n" looking like this, right? Instead of it looking like this, right? Something like that. It looks something like this. The reason being is because the end of the word, it changes. That's why. Okay? All right. So, just get back to it. We have the first one, which is I. You have yeah and the no. You're gonna have ayan. And the no is going to drop off because the yeah and the no is connected. It's not so far, man. How you doing? All right. If anybody got any questions, just go ahead and let me know. All right. Mm-hmm. All right. So it's going to be ayan. So of course, China, if you don't mind me asking you, what is the rule when two letters are connected together as far as Hebrew?
The A drops off.
So not all the time the something drops off. It's safe to always say that something drops off, right? So why is this right here as far as the nun versus this right here? Okay, so you see how the nun has two different letters? So how come it's not this versus that? Because as you see, this right here is on the board versus this right here. Just let me know if you know. Okay, it's because it's the end of the word. So you see these at the bottom, for example, right? So you see the ma. The ma is right here. The ma is right there. So because the ma is right there, it looks like this. Because that's the end of the word. Versus it being this one right here, which is the beginning of the word. So if it's this, that's the beginning of the word, which is ma, of course. But that's going to start right here first versus at the end. Does that make sense? Okay, come. All right, so yeah, that's why you got it for ka, ma, na, and pa and tza. All right. So yeah. So yeah, there we go. So ayan is going to be the word. Now, do you remember what ayan means at all? Okay, well, it actually sounds like the actual word too. Give me a body part on the body. Just name something. Anybody. What? Huh?
Shoulder.
You said what?
Shoulder.
Shoulder. Okay. Nope. I'll take any more guesses. Go ahead.
Eyes.
Eyes. That's it. Eye. It actually sounds like the actual word. So it's eye. Yep. Yep. Yeah. No. I get it. No, it's all good. So it's eye. So E. Y-E, otherwise it means fountain. Yeah, fountain. All right. Yeah. So ion, I, or fountain. So yeah, it actually sounds the same. So yes. All right. So okay, give me a second. All right, my bad. All right. Anyway, okay. All right. So yeah, I or fountain. So 48. Okay. 48. Definition 48. Now, does anybody remember how to say the shapes in Hebrew? Yes, no. Okay. That's right. How about the seasons? Anybody? How do you say day in Hebrew? Like, today.
Today.
Yeah. How do you say today in Hebrew? We always say it every Sabbath service. It starts with a Y.
You're warm.
You're warm. There you go. Most on God. That's right. Yep. You're warm. You're warm means day or today. How do you say thank you in Hebrew?
The water.
Well, yeah. No, you good. Go ahead. You good. You good. Oh, okay. All right. How do you say you're welcome in Hebrew? Yep. Ayan and then the bar. Yep. Do you know what how do you say peace in Hebrew?
Shalom.
Shalom. That's right. Yep. How do you say good?
Tawab.
Sawab. Yep. There you go. How do you say morning?
Malcolm.
There you go. Yep. How do you say good night? Or I'm sorry, but yeah, how do you say night? So I mean, of course, good night. Say it again.
Good night is Tawab Leala.
There you go. I had no sign of Christ. There you go. Yes. Yep. That's how you say it. Yep. How do you say love? LOVE. Like pretty much like I love you. How do you say I love you? I actually went over this like a few weeks ago. Well, actually, I went over it 2 months ago. My bad.
Allah.
Hmm.
Allah.
Actually, Allah is different.
Oh.
Yeah. So you would say ahab atah. So AHAB, which means love, and then atah is you. Like for example, we say shalom yahweh shamar alatah. Atah means you.
Okay.
So because when we say the greeting, that's asking the Most High to pray over you in the name of Yahweh Shai. So yes. Give me 1 second, Slocky. I'm listening. Okay. All right. So my bad. That's different. All right. All right. Okay. What does the word salaki mean? Salakia. What does the word salaki mean?
Forgive me.
Or
Excuse me.
right. And how about salak?
Forget.
Forget these most uncrossed. Yes. Yes. How do you say king in Hebrew?
Malak.
Yes. How do you say kingdom?
Malakwa.
Malakwa. Yes. Yep. All right. The quasum is the stem found. Formation that is the simplest of the form. Right. Slide, my bad. The quasum is generally used to express either simple action or. Yep. There you go. Most high Christ. Hey. The water to brother Dakaya. That's exactly what it is. I appreciate it, nephew. Thank you. Okay. Yep. There you go. That's right. But the quasum is pretty much the root word. That's absolutely correct. All right. Let me see. Okay, what does the word aratazah mean? I always say this. We always go over that. What does aratazah mean? I'll give you a hint. Think about the place that you live in.
A home. A house.
House is
City.
bariyah. House or temple. That's bariyah. Say it again. What you said? What's this?
A city.
Very close. What's the first one you just said though?
A town. No, she's a house.
Okay, I heard an E.
I
Start with
said
an E.
earth.
Huh?
I said earth.
Earth, country,
Land.
land. There you go. Most times, there you go. Yes, there you go. Okay. All right. Lonnie, do you remember what the word Yawam means in Hebrew? Yawam. What does Yawam mean? Get around. No sign first. That's right. That's right. Yeah. No sign first. That's right. All right. Now, help us figure out definition 48. Lonnie. Yep. Definition 48. What does it say? We have 3 letters up here. So what is the first one? And then Sharon, I'll let you do the next one.
Mawasa.
Say it again.
Mawasa.
You're very close. It's Mawat. It's Mawat because these two are connected. That's very close. Actually, I like that, so I'll give you credit for that. It's going to be it's like Mawat. It's like Mawat. Okay. Yeah, that was very good. Actually, that was very. And I'm glad that you said it so fast too. It lets me know that you actually are starting to register in your mind. Because at first it took me a while to understand the Hebrew, but after a while, it starts to register in your mind very quickly. So yeah, Moab. So you got the ma, the wa, and the tha, but the a drops off at the end of the word when it's connected to something else. Moab. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys a hint of what Moab means. What's the opposite of life? Say it again. Okay, do you guys agree? Death. All right. So, yeah, actually, I mean, it's similar to death. So, well, yeah, it still is, but let me slow down. Give me 1 second. That was right. Absolutely right. It means die, kill, or execute. All right, that's what Mawak means. All right, so China, this next one, right? I'm gonna write it out. I want you to tell me what it means, okay? So I want you to break down how to say it in Hebrew, okay? All right. Okay, I'm done.
Kawak.
You said what?
Kawak.
Oh, yeah, Con. Yeah, that's right, yeah. Come on. Yes, Stephanie? I don't have mine right now. I could bring some tomorrow. Say it again. Chocolate? Okay, I got you. I'll bring you chocolate, okay? I forgot what is your favorite chocolate, okay? Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, I'll make sure he has the best one so it doesn't mess up his stomach. So I'll go to the store tonight. Just for one. All right. Okay. If you guys want your favorite candy, I'll go to the store tonight and buy it for you, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, no problem. So koala, right? You said Oreos? Actually, I got Oreos at home for you. So I'll bring it tomorrow, okay? Otherwise, I got chocolate chip cookies. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. So, koala. So, I'm trying to give it to you what I was saying. Oh, okay. So, think about navigation. What is that thing called that's used for navigation?
Directions.
Very close. I'll say more. That's more map than directions.
Oh.
Well, you still right though. You ain't wrong. You actually right. But it's a different word.
You said what?
Okay, so think of the thing that you use for ah. Okay, think map direction. Something that you use. Okay, I'll pretty much give it to you.
Navigate.
Yes. Something that you use for navigation. Think of woods.
Oh, a compass.
There you go. Boom. Yes. So this word kawar means circle, circuit, and compass. So it's something that, of course, it's talking about shape. And compass. Yes. You said what? Is that $1? I'm okay. I'll let you keep it. Thank you. I appreciate it. Oh, actually, we have two more. Okay. All right. All right. I'm also going to write the next one down. See. All right. So I just wrote down the last two. Line. What is number 50? Where's number 50?
Number 51?
50.
Okay.
Mhm.
Oh, what is it? Okay.
Yeah. What is number definition 50?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Rubber eye.
Number 5. Yeah, that's right. Actually, I'll definitely take that right there. Yes. So it's rub. So you got rub, bu, and then you got I. Now, of course, you see that rub is by itself, but the bu and the I is together. Nothing drops off. That happens sometimes. Okay. All right. So think of a shape.
Hexagon.
That's very creative. I actually like that. Think of another shape based on the definition of what it is.
Square.
Oh, most time correct. Actually, revive means square. Yeah. Also, too, it means something else too. Give me a second. Okay, so yes, it means square as a shape. It also means four square. And that's it. Square and four square. Okay. All right. So, China, you up next. Last one. 51. What's 51?
What is the second one?
Huh?
The second one.
Four square. Like,
No,
The
no,
number.
but it was on the last one, the second. Left it.
I see, my bad. My bad. All right, my bad. It's supposed to be a lot.
Salam.
Shalom. There you go. That's all my friends. I see I catch you on, man. Oh yeah, by the way, I have some Hebrew flashcards coming for you guys too.
Okay.
Say it again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So that way, you guys can learn more. I will be using the class too. But it could pop eyes on the guys and people. So as far as Shalak, let's think of weather. Anybody? Let's think of weather.
Rain.
Not quite. You said thunderstorm? Not quite. That's storm. Not quite. Anybody else? Weather.
Spring.
You said what, Larry? You said Wayne? You said I don't know. Ah, okay. You say again?
Spring.
No.
Winter.
What in winter happens?
Snow.
There we go. Shalab means snow. That's right. Yes. It means snow or snowy. Okay. Snow or snowy. That's what it means, right? So that's it for now. Let's recap. Lonnie, what is the first one? What is number 39? How do you say it in Hebrew? Say it again.
Watch.
The quach, which means take, receive, or be taken. China was number 40. Yadai, which means know, cause to know, make known, or declare. Lonnie, I need you again. 41. Don't sit back down until you're done, all right? 41. What is 41?
That's
41.
Oh, M?
And so it means if. Now, China, what is 42?
Ela.
No, I. Yeah, ain't no
Oh,
Levi
you said
says.
42. You said 42.
Yeah, 42, yes. I know.
Oh,
No. So Isla means go up, ascend, bring up, bring brought up, or taken away. Now, come on. What is 43?
Shana?
Shana, that's right, which means
Yeah.
year, that's right. 44, China.
Sham.
Sham, which means name or fame. Fame meaning famous. 45, money.
Anya. I think.
Anya. Anya, which means I or I am. 46, Shana.
Shalak.
Shalak, yeah, which means send forth or send away.
Ayan.
I am.
Oh,
You said I am. You read it, you kind of reading it like it's English. I am, which means I or fountain. Next one, 48,
Noah.
which means die, kill, or execute.
what is execute?
You said execute?
Yeah, what is it?
Execute means to like eliminate somebody.
What is
You,
it? What
you erase them.
is erase?
So for example, so if you want to get rid of somebody, you just take them away. So you take them away, you erase them. They're no longer here no more. 49.
Ooh, that's a very hard one. Chihuahua?
Kawa.
Oh,
Kawa, which means circle, circuit, or compass. All right, Rabai. Oh, China. Rabai, 50. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I already said it's right. You know. It means square or four square. Ron, you got the last one.
Shalom.
Shalab, yeah, which means
Dang,
snow
I was
or
just thinking
snow,
that.
snow or snowy, all right? Okay, so yeah, that's it. So pretty much these are the rest of the actual words as far as Hebrew vocab. Next week we are going to go into some examples once again on how to properly use these words, and we are going to go from there. Okay. Of course, if anybody got any recommendations as far as what they want to learn in the Hebrew, put it into the chat. Otherwise, we are on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. You can, direct message us. All right. So with that being said, I want to say shalom. Yahweh Shem Shabbat to all the brothers. Shalom Yahweh Shamar. Allah Shem Shai to all the sisters. All right. That being said, shalom.